Hey apes, this is the final video of the Heart of Darkness series. This is close reading number 4. We're going to be comparing and contrasting today two passages about two women. The first woman is Kurtz's native lover. We assume that she's his lover, the native woman in the Heart of Darkness, and then we're going to be comparing it to Kurtz's intended back in England. So in the Dover Thrift edition of Heart of Darkness on page 55, down at the very, very bottom is where we're going to start. The passage starts, "She walked with measured steps." As I read this passage, I want you to look for descriptions of the native woman, adjectives, and anything that describes her as a person in this paragraph. So I will read, you mark it up. "She walked with measured steps, draped in striped and fringed cloths, treading the earth proudly with a slight jingle and a flash of barbarous ornaments. She carried her head high, her hair was done in the shape of a helmet. She had brass leggings to the knee, brass wire gauntlets to the elbow, a crimson spot on her tawny cheek, innumerable necklaces of glass beads on her neck, bizarre things, charms, gifts of witchmen that hung about her, glittered and trembled at every step. She must have had the value of several elephant tusks upon her. She was savage and superb, wild-eyed and magnificent. There was something ominous and stately in her deliberate progress, and in the hush that had fallen suddenly upon the whole sorrowful land, the immense wilderness, the colossal body of the fecund and mysterious life seemed to look at her pensively, as though it had been looking at the image of its own tenebrious and passionate soul." So, there is the native woman. So we will then compare the description of the mistress, the native woman in the jungle, with the description of Kurt's intended, his fiancée back in Europe, in England. This starts on page 67 of the Dover Thrift edition. It is the last line on page 67. So I will start reading. You look for, once again, descriptions of Kurtz's intended. "I thought his memory was like," oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. It's not the last line. It's up a little further. The paragraph starts, "Thus I was left at last." "Thus I was left at last with a slim packet of letters and the girl's portrait. She struck me as beautiful. I mean, she had a beautiful expression. I know that the sunlight can be made to lie, too, yet one felt that no manipulation of light and pose could have conveyed the delicate shade of truthfulness upon those features. She seemed ready to listen without mental reservation, without suspicion, without a thought for herself. I concluded I would go and give her back her portrait and those letters myself. Curiosity? Yes. And also some other feeling, perhaps. All that had been Kurt's had passed out of my hands." And actually, we can stop. And it goes, her description goes on a little bit further. I mean, there's some additional things, and she's almost pale and wraith-like. On 68, it says, "She came forward all in black with a pale head. She seemed as though she would remember and mourn forever." Very different than the native woman. So now in the discussion, we can compare and contrast these two women. The description of the native woman it's much more explicit, and it's all in one paragraph. The description of the intended is a little more spread out, but this will be a great thing to discuss, and I'll join you in the comments and we can talk about it. Thanks, apes.